Greetings, Soulswind here, and welcome to Let's Play Cooking Simulator Sushi DLC. One more episode on the special tutorial series where I try to commentate and provide more information to add on to the video tutorial provided in-game. This episode, we're looking at how to prepare Maki Ingredients. There are a few types of Maki Ingredients that we can prepare. So some are vegetables and fruits where we can just toss them into the cutter, which will cut it for us. Others, we may have to go to the refrigerator to get them. And some may not even need to be cut. So let us showcase some of these by using a metal bowl and getting a variety of these. So we'll get 2 mangoes to showcase this one, 1 avocado, 1 sweet potato. We can see that these are for maki. You can see over there, like when we hover over the ingredient, it says that, okay, it can be for maki, as highlighted on screen right now. So some are only for maki, some are not for maki, some are for a variety of sushi styles. So yeah, we can just see all these. We don't need to pick everything. Like, I really shouldn't have picked everything, but this is a traffic light color, so it's kind of cool. And then we can also pick scallion, which is like it needs to be cut as well, unfortunately. Daikon doesn't need to be cut, and Campio doesn't need to be cut. Oh, it doesn't. Good, it doesn't break. At least the jar does not break. There we go. And let's... Oh my goodness. Did you see that? It literally got nudged out by the other jar. You know what? Whatever. Let's bring this over to here. And we'll just leave this here for now. Let's pick this up and bring this over as well. You know what? This can be brought here. It doesn't need to be cut. We also need some other ingredients, such as those from the refrigerator. Some of them need to be cut, some of them do not. When we hover our mouse cursor over them, we can see what we can do for those. Like this has no maki cuts, so do not take this. Take this one. This has the maki. And this has the maki. And of course, our standard is a mackerel and the bass. So bring these over. These cannot be cut in the cutter, so we do have to use the chopping board. Firstly, let's take a look at the cutter. Before that, let's bring this over there. Now for the cutter, we need to have a container that's already there, okay? So this is the container. You can see that there's nothing there, all right? So put it in here by clicking on it, and then we can either just hold the fruit and click it like this. We can't mix different types of fruits though, so there can only be one type, but there can be multiple of the same type. So we can click on the green, wait for a few seconds for it to automatically cut, which will then give us the cut fruit and some that are on the ledge and about to fall out for whatever reason. Just bring this over and we can put it here. Take another container, bring it over here. This time round, we're going to try using the bowl. So with multiple of the same ingredients in the bowl, click and they will automatically go in, all of them. So be very careful because they will all empty out to the same container, which can overflow. So plan carefully before putting them all in there. You see, this is already full with just 2 of the mangoes. Right. Same for this. Even scallions are cut in the same way. And of course, we have sticky containers. We have the scallion cut or rather the scallion Maki cut, which allows us to bring it over to here. Now, these are the fruits and vegetables cut. These do not need to be cut, so simply take the jar, click on the container, which will open the jar bottle, and we can tilt it a little bit. I don't think we have the red dot though, like you can see here. We can hold on to the left mouse button to tilt the jar. It's already in pour mode. To learn more about pouring, please watch the tempura preparation episode. Yeah, there's no red dot. Oh, it just pours like that. So what happens is that we hold on to the left mouse button and keep tilting the jar until it begins pouring, but it pours very rapidly. So be very careful with this. Move the mouse away from us to stop the tilting, or rather to stop the pouring. You can see this is mouse towards the screen, mouse towards us, towards the screen, and towards us. Okay, so we can pour it like this, and then use the scroll wheel to select multiple, scroll away from us to select multiple, and then click to bring everything into the container. Or this time round, let's try pouring directly into the container. Okay, it's very hard to tell because we don't know where is the pouring. So let go of the left mouse button if necessary. Yeah, and then just once it starts pouring, you can let go of the left mouse button. To tilt the jar, of course, we have to hold the left mouse button. Yeah. So these empty jars, we can just toss them away. Note that we can also press E to open the jar and then leave it here. Anytime we want to pour something, we can just hold on to the shift key like this to move the jar, and then use the right mouse button this time round. Left mouse button doesn't do anything. Right mouse button to tilt the jar like that. It will also pour. Okay? Right mouse button this time round. Hold on to it and tilt it this way. It will also pour, but this is more finicky. So try to avoid doing this. We can keep the jar open and then press the E key to close the jar. These that are not cuttable. Now we want these seafood. They have two types of cuts. We need to get the sashimi knife, put the mackerel fillet on the chopping board, and then click in once, enter the cut mode. This time around, we want the Maki cut. Look at the top of the screen, that's for Maki cut. It's a default cut. And then press the E key whenever it's green. This ensures us successful cuts. So just keep pressing the E key whenever the circle turns green. So this gives us 6 of them, and there is another 6 more, right? For a total of 12 cuts. This is the Maki cut, so bring it over to the Maki station. Oh, wow. Never mind. Hang on. We don't need the cutting board here. Actually, cutting board here would be useful too. So for Maki cuts, we can cut it over here so that the Maki cuts are all on the cutting board. Bring another one over to here. So yeah, I used to just like cut over here to give us more space to put more of the containers here, because the Maki definitely has got more types than the sashimi. So we will default to here, but you can always go there to use the cutting board there, or even here in the center. Now we are able to have 2 different types of fish over here. It doesn't really matter. You can hold 2. So now let's see, let's just spam cuts, okay? Just press the E key multiple times. It's all 11. So just keep spamming the E key and we'll see what happens. No failure though, so far. Again, cut it this way, just spam the E key. And you can see that they're there. So it's all cut already, and what we can do is just simply hold this, and if we scroll the mouse wheel over this tuna cut, it will only take the tuna cut, so don't worry about picking up the wrong one. Again, we could have always used this station for the maki cut, instead of traveling over when we're done with the cutting. So that's all for the maki cuts and preparing the maki ingredients. And that's this one. Firstly, I think that we really should have more space to put the maki containers around. But then again, this amount of space is kind of reasonable. Kind of. Just that maybe the rice should really have a container and not be like a blob there, like it just looks out of place. And secondly, the sticky container issues. If resolved, this arrangement works pretty well. As for cutting the maki using the automatic cutter, I think it would be fine to improve the system such that it allows us to put in non-empty containers. And maybe make it a little smarter, like just fill up the container to whatever weight limit there is. So if there are remnant ingredients in the cutter, we'll need to put in another empty container to continue with the cutting. Anyway, there is a red button that we can click on to remove the ingredients, like discard the ingredients. So it should be fine to make it smarter and just dispense whatever amount is necessary to fill up the containers that we have put in. That's about all the suggestions I have for this mechanism of preparing maki ingredients. For the cutting of maki ingredients, there's really nothing much. Just manually cut the ingredients. They aren't exactly too lengthy or too complex. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for now. Have a nice day.